how do you ride that emotional wave or really feel that emotion rather than getting caught in that thought loop and having that experience come back to your mind over and over? And part of the emotional zen is allowing yourself to feel all of it, right? To when you feel the lowest lows, you also feel the highest highs. And it does feel like there is more of that contentment or peace within. And so, one of the things you can do is really begin to notice, where is this at in my body? And we'll touch more on this with self practice techniques and such. But being curious about it, being curious about what you notice. Is it tight muscles or a clenched jaw, or are you shaking, or just noticing, right? Um, and then one of the other pieces is, so many times those uncomfortable emotions, we try to push them away, like, oh, how do I get rid of this? We're really trying to avoid or resist that emotion, and or maybe we're reacting, rather than allowing and accepting. And part of allowing that emotion is realizing it's just there. How can you extend yourself more compassion and grace that you're in that emotion? I know I had a day recently that felt like it started off really rough. And from a human design perspective, I have what's called an emotional wave. So some days I feel more up here, and other days I'm going to feel down here, and it's somewhere, there's others in between, right? And so to me, it came to me, I'm like, oh, this feels like one of those lower emotional days. And it was really about, okay, this is tough. How can I help myself get through this? How can I extend myself some compassion? What does that look like for me in this moment? Is it perhaps, on that day, it was going a little bit over and getting that drink, that fancy drink to help me, like, oh, yep, that feels a little bit better today. It was a little bit of movement for my body to help that emotion through, things like that. But it was questioning, how can I extend myself that compassion and grace?